Greetings to you, dear learner. Now, this chapter brings you to a whole new topic. You've covered quite a lot up until this point. Now, on this topic, I would like you to go ahead and have a look at the verbs. By the end of this comprehensive topic, you will have learned on how to use the various types of verbs that we have in German. You will also be in a position to form sentences in a more deeper or detailed way. Yeah. So our topic then here is going to be on the verbs, which we now call die Verben. That is the die Verben. So the various types of verbs in German include, so by the end of this topic, you will see the following types of verbs. We have the regular verbs which we now call regelmäßige Verben. Then you will also get the chance to see the irregular verbs, which we now call unregelmäßige Verben. Unregelmäßige Verben. Number 3, you will see on the modal verbs. Modal verbs, which we now call Modalverben. That is the Modalverben. And then right after the Modalverben, you will also get to see the reflexive verbs. Reflexive verbs, which we now call reflexive Verben. Reflexive Verben. Reflexive verbs. And then we will finally get to see on the separable and inseparable verbs. That is the separable and inseparable verbs. Now, separable verbs, we simply call them trennbare Verben. Trennbare Verben, and then inseparable ones, which you now call untrennbare Verben. So, meaning by the end of this topic, you will have seen all these types of verbs: regular, irregular, modal, reflexive verbs, separable, and also finally inseparable. So in this chapter, I want us to focus on the regular verbs. Now look at the what they are referring to by regular verbs. Now these are verbs that obey the regular rule of verb conjugation. Look at that. Are verbs that obey the regular rule of verb conjugation, meaning that they have a pattern. There's a pattern they normally follow. That's why we call them regular rule. They follow the regular rule of verb conjugation. Now, all German verbs normally end in en or n. That is before they're conjugated, okay? All of them in their original or infinitive form, they normally end in en or n. Now, from the regular rule, when given a verb, kindly take very keen note of this. From the regular rule, when given a verb, firstly, strike out the ending en/n to get the verb stem. That's it. Whenever you'll be given a verb to conjugate, the first thing you need to do is remove its ending en or n to remain with the verb stem. All right? And then they tell you, proceed to add the verb endings as follows. So after having remained with your verb stem, you will now use this table. Now this table shows you the singular side and the plural side, yeah? So it's important that you get to master this table. We have the singular side and then the plural side. And then you're seeing the personal pronouns I've given you, they must always begin in capital letters. They must always begin in small letters, except the last Z, which is always capital because it's polite form. Now, these other ones are in small letters because these are not full sentences. So here we have the singular side, we have the plural side. Ich, I-C-H, small I. Ich means I. Ich. And you're saying in ich, the ending is E. Plural of ich is wir, we. Remember, ich is I, the ending is E. Plural is wir, E-N, we. Then you have du, du. Du means you. Remember, do means you in the informal setup, yeah? Do, you, in the informal setup. Now, the plural of do is ear, IHR. Ear remains like that, yeah? So, let's now get to review what we've seen so far. We have I, and we've said the plural of ish is wir, we, right? Then do, you, ending is st. The plural of do is ihr, which is just remaining to be you. Then you have er, sie, es. Now, er is he, sie is she, and then es is it. So, er is he, sie, she, es, it, er, sie, es, he, she, it. Now, in er, sie, es, the ending is t, and then the plural of er, sie, es is sie, they, and you're saying they're in small letters because these are not full sentences. And then lastly, we have this z, capital S-I-E. Now, this one is always in capital because it's the polite form of do. It's the polite form, also meaning you. Z. The plural of z remains z. All right. So these are the personal pronouns that I'd like you to master each one of them with its respective verb ending, because we're now going to be seeing on how to conjugate various verbs. Okay, let's begin with the first verb, to drink. Now, to drink is simply trinken. Trinken, to drink. Now, you can see trinken, the original verb ends in en. You are told the first thing when given a verb is remove the ending en or n to get the verb stem. So in trinken, if I remove the ending en, I remain with trink. Trink. So I proceed to add the endings as we've seen above. So ich trinke. Ich trinke, which now means I am drinking. Now when you say ich trinke, this one means I am drinking or I drink. Ich trinke. I am drinking or I drink. And then under do is du trinkst. Du trinkst, you are drinking. Er, sie, es trinkt. He, she, it is drinking. Right? Er, sie, es trinkt. So this er, sie, es trinkt can mean he, she, it is drinking, or just he, she, it drinks. And then sie trinken, you're drinking. Wir trinken, we're drinking. Ihr trinkt, and then sie trinken, they're drinking. Sie trinken, you're drinking. All right, so you're seeing there's a pattern that these types of verbs follow. Okay, I'm going to give the last example with the gehen, to go. Gehen, to go. So you simply say, ich gehe. Ich gehe, I am going. Du gehst, G-E-H-S-T. Du gehst. Then I have er, sie, es, he, she, it, get. So you can say it's ich gehe, du gehst, er, sie, es, get, G-E-H-T. And then the capital S-I-E, sie gehen, you are going. Wir gehen, we are going. Ihr geht, and then sie gehen, sie gehen. All right, so I'm going to list these other ones. You try and conjugate with the same patterns from above. Yeah. Number 3, which is schreiben, to write. Remember the procedure. You first of all remove the ending en. You remain with schreib. So ich schreibe. Ich schreibe. I am writing. Du schreibst, as you proceed in that order. So let me give you some other examples of regular verbs. We have gehen, schreiben. That is number 4. Tanzen, to dance. That is korrigieren. Korrigieren is to correct. Buchstabieren. Buchstabieren, to spell. And then we have kommen, to come. So they've given you these examples. They would like you to attempt it in the following exercise, where they tell you to write in German. Now, in the previous video, you had seen some nouns and the articles. Now it's going to be quite easy to do the following, yeah? Whereby they tell you, write in German, I am drinking water. I am drinking water, which now becomes ich. Now, if you check on your list of verbs, to drink is trinken, right? So I now say ich trinke with the ending e. Ich trinke das Wasser. I am drinking the water. And then I have he is going home. He is going home, which now becomes er. Now, don't say er ist gehen. No, it is er. The verb is gehen. So if you check on your table how to conjugate er, sie, es, gehen, it's going to be er geht. Er geht nach Hause. Er geht nach Hause. Okay, we have some four more. She is writing a letter. I'm going to let you try that. Remember, she falls under er, sie, es, right? Er, sie, es. So she is sie. Sie, then to write, schreibt. Sie schreibt. Don't say sie ist schreiben. No. Sie schreibt einen Brief, a letter. Okay, I'm going to let you to attempt the following. That they are driving. They are dancing. They are dancing. And then I have number 6. You are coming on Friday. Now, on Friday is am Freitag. So I'd like you to attempt those two. So I still, let me give you some more examples of regular verbs. I'm just going to give you some more examples of regular verbs. Let me just list them down. We have kaufen, machen, stehen. I would recommend you also say them behind so that you're practicing, yeah? Spielen, schwimmen, beginnen, fragen, weinen. Then you have frühstücken, frühstücken, rauchen, rauchen. Okay, now I'm going to list some few more. I like giving out as much examples as possible so that you are constantly practicing on your various verb types. Okay, so we have pfeifen. Pfeifen is to smoke a pipe. Besuchen, packen, kontrollieren, kontrollieren, bleiben, suchen. That is stören, bauen, glauben, bringen, bringen, bezahlen. There is üben, üben to practice, rufen, rufen. Then you have wohnen to live or stay, wohnen, hören, hören, kennen. Now kindly take note that kennen is specifically to know a person or person. Kennen. Then there's verkaufen, verkaufen, zeigen, zeigen. I'm trying to say them with small pauses in between so that you're also trying to say them from your end. Let's go ahead. Kochen, to cook. Kochen. Brauchen. Brauchen. Denken. Denken. Then I have danken. Danken. Lernen. Singen. Lachen. Lachen. To laugh, yeah? Then there's the schauen. To watch. Fotografieren. Vergleichen. Now, vergleichen is to compare. Studieren. Studieren, to study. Trainieren. Trainieren, that is schälen. Würzen. Würzen, to add spice to food. Würzen, then there's servieren. Lehren. Bekommen. And then I have leben. Then there's lieben. Leben, to live. Lieben, to love. After that, you have stricken, to knit. Stricken. How about nähen, to sew? Nähen. Then you have some few more. Duschen, to shower. Bestellen. Bestellen. Then holen. Now, holen is to fetch or pick or collect. Backen. Stoppen. Malen. And glauben. Now, these are some few Now that you have seen on the few or some examples of regular verbs, you've now seen the pattern that they follow when they're being conjugated, okay? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some examples. You go and translate in German, yeah, using the above verbs that you have been given, yeah. Now the first one you have is we are packing our suitcases. Now for the new words, I have written them in brackets, yeah. For those new words, I'm writing them in brackets for clarity when you'll be translating, yeah. So we are packing our bags. I will simply say wir. Now you have to check on the list that I've given you. Only use the list of verbs that I've given you, yeah. So if you check on your list, to pack is packen, P-A-C-K-E-N, packen. So that I say wir packen unsere Koffer. Wir packen unsere Koffer. We're packing our suitcases. And then I have this other one. I'm going to give you to attempt this one now. We are remaining at home. It could either be we are remaining or staying at home. We are remaining stroke staying at home. I believe in God. I believe in God. I'm going to add you 4 more. I know the woman. I know the woman. Now allow me to emphasize something in the following number. He is bringing a book. He is bringing a book. Now there they've outlined the word book. In German is Buch, B-U-C-H. So he is bringing a book. Now why did I pick this example? It's because people normally forget and say ist bringen. No. You would simply say which is here, and then the verb to bring, which is bringen, and then I conjugate. So I say bringt. Bringt die Teller. He is bringing the utensils, okay? All right, so let me give you 2 more on that. We are sleeping. We are sleeping. You will check. Sorry, not sleeping, but we are singing. And then the last one that I'd like you to have is I am ordering the food. So with that said done, then this will be bringing you to the end of the regular verbs. I would recommend you rewatch this video again and just check through the examples of the various regular verbs that I've given unto you, okay? So with this said and done, this now brings us to the end of the regular verbs. I shall be seeing you in the next chapter, whereby we'll be talking about the exceptions of regular verbs. Bis dann.